Our country is committed to achieving peak carbon dioxide emissions before 2030 and carbon neutrality before 2060. As an international city of China, Hong Kong has been an active participant in global efforts to combat climate change. To solidify Hong Kong's commitment, the Chief Executive announced in her policy address in 2020 our pledge to achieve carbon neutrality before 2050. And in 2021, our updated midterm target to reduce total carbon emissions of Hong Kong by half against the 2005 level before 2035. In 2014, Hong Kong has already reached peak carbon emissions, and the average per capita emission of Hong Kong people was 6.2 tons. By 2020, Hong Kong's per capita emission was reduced to about 4.5 tons. In 2021, Hong Kong also launched a series of 4 environmental blueprints, collectively supporting the vision of zero carbon emissions, livable city, and sustainable development, as stated in the Hong Kong's Climate Action Plan 2050. The other 3 blueprints are the Waste Blueprint for Hong Kong 2035, the Hong Kong Roadmap on Popularization of Electric Vehicles, and the Clean Air Plan for Hong Kong 2035. Hong Kong's major greenhouse gas emission sources are electricity generation, transport, and waste, which collectively account for more than 90% of local emissions. This set of blueprints helps to maximize the synergy with a view to achieving carbon neutrality, enhancing air quality, and developing a circular economy in the coming decades. Overall, there are 4 key decarbonization strategies and measures, namely net zero electricity generation, energy saving and green buildings, green transport, and waste reduction. On net zero electricity generation, we will cease using coal for daily electricity generation, increase the share of zero carbon electricity to 60 to 70% by 2035, and try out the use of new energy and strengthen cooperation with neighboring regions to achieve the target of net zero electricity generation before 2050. On energy saving and green buildings, our goal is to reduce the electricity consumption of commercial buildings by 30 to 40% and that of residential buildings by 20 to 30% from the 2015 level by 2050, and to achieve half of the above targets by 2035. On green transport, according to the Hong Kong Roadmap on Popularization of Electric Vehicles, we will cease new registration of fuel-propelled and hybrid private cars in 2035 or earlier. The roadmap comprehensively supports the green transformation of both private cars and commercial vehicles, including public buses, with the various initiatives. For instance, the penetration of electric private cars has reached a record high in recent years. In 2021, 1 out of every 4 new private cars sold was electric. Furthermore, in the first quarter of 2022, nearly half of the new private cars sold were electric vehicles. Such popularization levels are the highest among large cities in Asia. On public buses, the city is going to test out both electric and hydrogen-fueled double-decker buses in Hong Kong's challenging environment, which involves hilly topography, hot and humid weather, and heavy patronage. On waste reduction, according to the Waste Blueprint for Hong Kong 2035, we are going to implement the municipal waste charging scheme based on the polluter pay principle soon, and develop more waste-to-resources and waste-to-energy facilities. On financial commitment to combat climate change, the government has allocated over Hong Kong dollars 47 billion over the past decade to implement various energy-saving and renewable energy measures, promote electric vehicles and vessels, and introduce innovative waste-to-energy and waste-to-resources facilities. Under the latest Climate Action Plan, in the next 15 to 20 years, the government will devote about Hong Kong dollars 240 billion as the climate budget to take forward various measures on climate change mitigation and adaptation. The Office of Climate Change and Carbon Neutrality, headed by the new Commissioner for Climate Change with professional knowledge on low-carbon development and practical experience in leading the implementation of climate initiatives, will be set up so as to strengthen climate actions. The 2022-23 budget has already reserved more than Hong Kong dollars 10 billion to take forward measures on various funds to combat climate change, including injecting an additional funding of Hong Kong dollars 200 million into the Green Tech Fund to further promote decarbonization and enhance environmental protection. Apart from the government, various private enterprises, such as the two power companies, are also expected to invest heavily in decarbonization. We appeal to all parties to work together and take action towards the carbon neutrality goal and green visions. I would also like to point out that striving for carbon neutrality will bring about new opportunities, such as developing Hong Kong into a green finance hub, which will help accelerate climate actions in Hong Kong and the region, and fostering green industries and jobs, which supports Hong Kong's green recovery.